Did you know that in Bendy, Secrets of the Machine, you can find a Nintendo 64 cart of the game that you are currently playing? Hello and welcome to another episode of Video Game Easter Eggs, the series where we take a look at some of the latest and not so latest Easter eggs found in video games. Don't forget to leave a like on this video, and if you do, I promise I'll stop offering my services to various members of your family. Oh, and before we get started, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Star Wars Hunters Season 2. From a galaxy far, far away, Season 2 of the intense third-person shooter has landed here on Earth, and it wants you to join the fight. For the uninitiated, Star Wars Hunters lets you do battle across exotic locations, each inspired by iconic scenes from the movies, including the new map Vader's Castle, which, as you might expect, is all doom, gloom and lava. Lots of lava. Along with a new map, players can expect new costumes, characters, events, and more. So there really is no better time than right now to jump into the world of Star Wars Hunters. Play Star Wars Hunters now and support me by downloading the game using my link in the description or in my pinned comment. And without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin today's video with the Eggcellent crime scene cleaner. Now, we originally covered the crime-themed clean 'em up back in episode 132 of this series, where we found a reference to the best-worst movie ever made. Well, the first of today's crime scene cleaner Easter eggs doesn't just reference the one film. Instead, it references 6. On the Modern Art Museum level, you can find this room that has definitely seen some things. Still, it's nothing that a bit of elbow grease can't sort out. In the middle of the room, you can find various displays featuring rubber ducks, and each of these displays references a different movie. First up is this one, which is a reference to the famous upside down kiss from the 2002 Spider-Man movie. Next, we have this duck holding a gun while staring into the mirror, which is a reference to this iconic scene from 1976's Taxi Driver. These two ducks bonding over a bar of soap is a reference to 1999's Fight Club, and this duck climbing out of a TV is a reference to the 2002 horror movie The Ring. The next set of ducks actually references a scene that may be considered an overused Easter egg, but I don't think it's quite there yet. In case you didn't know, this is a reference to this scene from The Shining.
Here's Johnny!
And finally, this duck wondering what's in the box is a reference to this scene from the Eggcellent 7. The only other crime scene cleaner Easter egg that I found, again, references a very popular movie. On the Haunted Manor level, you can find this.
In LA, this could have been a whole apartment. Yeah, this is exactly the read I was hoping for right now.
So in a cupboard under the stairs, we can find a book titled Harry the Potter and the Goblet of Clay, which was written by H.L. Bowling. This is of course a reference to Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and its author J.K. Rowling. And the cupboard under the stairs is where Harry lives when not at Hogwarts. And to this day, I'm surprised that literally nobody else offered Harry a home that wasn't a cupboard under the stairs. Right, it's now time for our overused video game Easter egg of the week. The segment where we take a look at one Easter egg that has been referenced to death in video games. Today's Easter egg can be found in the Eggcellent Dave the Diver. At the beginning of Chapter 2, you meet Otto, who claims that he was an amazing diver before he took a harpoon in the knee. This is a reference to this famous piece of guard dialogue from the Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Be sure to join me next time for another overused video game Easter egg of the week. Now, Fortnite has once again teamed up with Marvel to produce a Doctor Doom themed season. It's packed with Easter eggs to Marvel stories both new and old, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of my favourites. Now, comic book fans will know that Doctor Doom is the archenemy of the Fantastic Four. But in Fortnite, it appears that Doom has taken out the superpowered super team once and for all. For example, the throne that this Doom bot is sitting on is actually made of the Thing, which probably raises more questions than it does answers, like what part of the throne is the Thing's face? Let's move on. You can also find the Invisible Woman locked in a glass case, or at least that's what we're led to believe. I mean, the case is labelled Sue, which is the Invisible Woman's name, but for all we know, this could just be an empty cabinet. Even Mr. Fantastic himself isn't safe from Doctor Doom's rage, as he's been placed in this display, though he can be seen moving if you wait long enough. Finally, the Human Torch's superpowered heart is being used to light Doom's fireplace, which is kind of funny. Oh, and something else that I wanted to share is this. Now, to many of you, this horn will be nothing more than a horn. But this is the same horn that Dr. Doom famously tooted in issue 53 of Spidey Super Stories, because Dr. Doom can toot as he pleases. Now, if I'm honest, I'm not entirely sure that this next Easter egg is even an Easter egg. Lumbearjack 2 is a game where you must restore nature to its beautiful best by destroying whatever man-made machines dare cross your path. One of the first areas that you're tasked with freeing sees us having to destroy some portaloos where a chap was taking a poo. Now take a good long look at our rough-looking friend here and ask yourself, does he look like someone you may have seen before? Well, personally, I think that this man looks just like the guy with no life from the World of Warcraft South Park episode. The hair, the top, the tubby waist, I can't be the only one that sees the similarities. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Up next is the Eggcellent Angerfoot. Now, in the last episode of this series, we discovered some skeletons celebrating like they'd managed to escape a P. Diddy party with their dignity intact. But it turns out they aren't the only skeletons to find in Angerfoot. First up, in the game's 4th level, you can find this. So this skeleton is playing Broforce, another game developed by Angerfoot developer 3 Lives. Next up, during level 9, you can find this. So a couple of skeletons throwing up in a urinal, which is likely to make them feel even worse. Finally, during level 8, you can find this. Now, whilst you might think that finding a skeleton with a fan on its crotch would be a once-in-a-lifetime thing, you'd be wrong. You see, in Fallout 3, you could find a skeleton that was also feeling the heat just as the bombs dropped. Personally, I'm not putting spinning blades anywhere near that area of my body, regardless of the temperature. So that's it. Once again, a big thank you to Star Wars Hunters for sponsoring today's video. Remember to check them out using the link in the description or in the pinned comment. If you would be so kind to leave a like, it would really mean a lot. And if you think you know something that I haven't featured before, then be sure to leave it in the comments down below and you'll be featured in the credits of a future video. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.